So with the first one, everybody okay with this? I swapped them around, too light, too bright.
Yeah.
Better? Can you see your papers?
Yeah.
Danielle. By the square. If it's a Y square, it's going to open sideways. Put the square on the left side. Reflect this. Put the square over here. Okay, and start like this. Whenever you see the Y, then set up your formula like this. Start like this. Put it right underneath it so you can line it all up. You can pull out your vertex, you can get your 4P. The most missed on these parabolas is the 4P, because that's really probably the new thing we threw at you. We threw the vertex in, but we used to solve this in vertex form a while ago. A little bit different, but you know, you can kind of adjust a little bit. The P is usually missed. So we find the vertex. We know your vertex. The X always comes first, no matter where it is. So 4, -3, and start with that. Then find P. 8 is equal to 4P. If P is positive, it opens to the right because it's a Y squared. And start with that. Your focus is 2 over. If it helps, I like to write my vertex on right near this so that I could say 2 over 6 -3. 2 this way, X is equal to 2. If you're changing the X, then your directrix is an X equal. If you're changing the Y, then your directrix is a Y equal. If you need to, start with the point first and then make a line. And your intercepts are important. X equals 0 is your Y intercept, Y equals 0 is your X intercept. Even if you didn't label them, if you just did an X equals 0, a Y equals 0, you'll find both your intercepts. You'll know as soon as you come down and say X equal, you'll know that's your X intercept. So we plug it in, leave it to me in fractions. This we say, no real intercept. Good? Anybody not getting any of this? Yes. It opens sideways because it's Y squared. If P is positive, it opens towards the positives. If P is negative, it's going to open towards the negatives. It's kind of like going to encompass the positives or encompass the negatives. Think of it that way. Same when it opens up and down. If it's positive in an X squared, it's going to open up towards the positives. It's going to open down towards the negatives. Okay? That's really important because otherwise everything is off. And again, when I did it on your quiz, if you're off on your vertex or which way you open, that's the part you get wrong. The rest of it, I'll do by whatever you do and figure it out from there. Okay, again, I would swap these around. Now you have an X squared. Because the 20 looks weird to us, but the 20 is your 4P. So P is 5, it's positive. X squared, it's going to open up. P is 5, you know there's going to be a big difference between your directrix and your focus. So we do your vertex. X is always first, no matter where it falls. So we get your focus. Your focus goes 5 up from there. Because you're changing the Y. If you're changing the Y and you're here, and you got to move up 5, your focus is changing your Y to 12. You're moving down 5, you're changing your Y, so that's a Y equals 2. Here's your directrix. And your intercepts, make sure they make sense. There's no X intercepts. So when I do the X intercepts, if I use my formula that I ended up, well, I didn't have to really change this, but if I use my formula and I don't find that my parabola is going in the right direction, either you did something wrong, you graphed it wrong, something went wrong, so take a look at it. You should find that it matches your graph. And yeah, this is a pretty far number, like about 7, and that makes sense because this is -3. It'll be up there. This is 7, -3, 7. It'll be right up there. It's probably wide, so it's a little bit more than 7. Questions? No? I know you guys don't like to complete the square part. Okay, we're going to complete the square. You didn't have to do the intercepts on that. That was right. So we're going to complete the square. If x is the square, then keep anything within x on the left-hand side. Put everything else to the right-hand side. Whatever the square is, put it on the left side. Leave a space, add to both sides, and complete the square. Half of 8 is 4. 4 squared, 16, 16. Combine these terms. Factor out an 8. The coefficient of y has to be 1. Now you have your formula. So line it up. X minus h squared equals 4p, y minus k. That's k. Pull out your vertex and start again. Your positive, it's an x squared, p is positive, so it's opening up. And it's got all your intercepts right now. This, you should probably bring down here and reduce it. The book didn't, but you should reduce it. And we've got 1 y-intercept, and about 0, -1, yeah, if you put it through the 0, 0, or a little bit around there, that's close enough because you're sketching when you do this. Good. So they're very quiet, or you're all really, really right on this. You're right on this, right? Or it's 7:30. But it's Thursday. It's Thursday, right? It's Thursday, so it's not even that bad. Okay. So x squared, get the x squareds, keep it on the left-hand side. Leave a little space, complete the square. Add to the other side. Combine your like terms, factor. Find the vertex. It's an x squared and p is positive and p is negative, so it's opening down. Find your vertex. So p is -4, or p is -1. Use the absolute value. Come down and find your focus. Your focus comes down 1, so it's -1, -3. Your directrix goes up 1, you change the y, so it's y equals -1. Use your graph. Use the absolute value of p and move it up and down. Your intercepts, again, we have no real x-intercepts. We should find that because we can't take the square root of a negative number on your real axis. On a yi, we can, but not on a regular xy. Your y-intercept, set x equal to 0. Doesn't matter which formula you go back to. Set it equal to 0 and solve for a y. And -9/4, that's reasonable. Kill it? Oh. Good? You can at least expect one of the regulars, one of these. And then you have to find the equation. So, find the equation. Start with your vertex and your focus. Put a focus. Your parabola has to encompass your focus. So therefore, this is going up. So as soon as I know it's going up, I'm going to write my formula for my x squared guy. We have the vertex. This is h, k. X, y. It goes in the same order as your x, y. So with the x is the h. Fill in this part first. Because this part, once it's there, is not going to change. That's a 5. Okay, now, find p. P is the distance from the focus to the vertex. And it doesn't matter which way you go, which way you subtract it. Keep the absolute value of it, and then say, if it opens up, it's positive. If it opens down, it's negative. So I moved 2, and I moved up, so p is a positive 2. So we're just going to plug this in, because you can't leave p in your equation. And now you have the equation. Did you have to do the intercepts? No. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah. We don't have to do the intercepts, please.
On these you didn't have to. Yeah, just 3 and 4 I wanted you to do the intercepts. I did them in case Anybody work out the intercepts? Good? Alright, and the last one, find the equation with a focus and a directrix. That's interesting, because we give you the focus, 4, 3, and we give you the directrix, x is equal to -2. Which way is my parabola opening? To the right. I can't cross through. I can go this way. I can go like this, but then my directrix wouldn't work. And I can't cross through my directrix line, so it's got to go this way. It's got to go to the right. But I need a vertex. So the vertex is halfway between the focus and the directrix, right? So figure halfway. You've got -2 to here, and then from here to here, we have 4. So we went 6 spaces. What's half of 6? 3. So either come this way 3 or this way 3. So your vertex is going to be here at 1, 3. Everybody good with that? Then draw your parabola. Can you find P? We found that to be 3. P is positive, and you're going to slide everything into your formula. Put in your vertex, put in your P, and here's the equation of your parabola. A little different, that one was. But use the sketch. The sketch will help you see which way to go. And your parabola cannot cut through your directrix line, ever. Any questions? Yes.
Why would the vertex become negative when you put it in the equation?